Jessica Echampon, and this is Graphic Online's News in Brief, brought to you by...
Have you thought of having access to your news at any time and anywhere? Graphic Communication is giving you the opportunity to have news not only in hard copy but also in a digital form. Yes, you can have access to news at all times and even before they reach the newsstands. Simply download the Graphic News Plus from Google Play Store on your Android and App Store on your iOS device and get your digital news from your favorite daily graphic, Graphic Business, The Mirror, Graphic Showbiz, Junior Graphic, and Graphic Sports. Download your Graphic News Plus now and choose your preferred package daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, and access free news on various interest areas as well. Visit us on graphic.com.gh for further information. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news.
Coming up, Finance Minister describes 2019 as a good year for Ghana. For the first time in a while, Ghanaians see a no new tax budget. And a bust-up in court as Special Prosecutor and Deputy Attorney General clash at the Supreme Court. Despite the several complaints of economic hardships by sections of the public, the Minister of Finance, Mr. Kedu Furiata, has described the year 2019 as a very good year for Ghana. According to him, this is evident in the growth recorded in the various sectors of the economy.
Presenting the 2020 budget to Parliament, Mr. Furiata said although the country has faced some challenges, the year has seen positive economic gains in the various sectors of the economy.
Meanwhile, the Finance Minister says government will not introduce any new taxes in the 2020 fiscal year. According to him, government would rather restructure the tax system and develop a comprehensive revenue policy and strategy to address revenue mobilization challenges.
The Finance Minister said government would also give the Ghana Revenue Authority the needed support to boost revenue generation. Mr. Kenoforiata noted, however, that although the communications service tax was recently increased from 6% to 9%, the overall direction regarding the burden of taxation on Ghanaians has been overwhelmingly downward in the last 3 years. He also said that in line with government's policy, parliamentary approval would be sought to ensure that the 12% minimum wage increase for 2020 is tax exempt.
Still on the budget, government says its initiatives and social intervention programs have directly and indirectly put at least 12.2 billion Ghana cedis into the pockets of Ghanaians. Away from the budget presentation, the Securities and Exchange Commission has appointed the Consolidated Bank of Ghana Limited, CBG, to validate claims of affected customers of fund management companies whose licenses have been withdrawn.
The Securities and Exchange Commission on Friday, November 8, withdrew the licenses of the 53 fund management companies for failing to return client funds which remain locked up in contravention of investment rules. Accordingly, the Securities and Exchange Commission has appointed CBG to, among other things, ascertain and validate the details of investors and their investments with the affected institutions. The validation process is expected to start on Monday, November 18, and customers are expected to provide evidence of their investment claims such as investment certificates, account statements, receipts, and other relevant documentation for validation.
And our final story comes from the Supreme Court, where drama ensued between the Special Prosecutor, Mr. Martin Amidu, and Deputy Attorney General, Mr. Godfred Yeboah-Dame.
Mr. Amidu lost his cool and accused Godfred Yeboah-Dame of disrespect and inferring that he, Amidu, was a liar. On June 14, 2013, the Supreme Court ordered Waterville Holdings to refund an amount of €47.36 million the state had paid it because a supposed contract the state signed in 2006 for the construction of stadia for CAN 2008 was not approved by Parliament and therefore invalid. Mr. Amidu, however, sued the Attorney General, claiming she has gone to sleep on the matter and was not making efforts enough to enforce the judgment. The Supreme Court subsequently directed Mr. Amidu to collaborate with the Attorney General to retrieve the money. But at Wednesday's hearing, The Deputy AG, Godfred Yeboah-Dame, took exception to what he described as Mr. Amidu's attempt to paint the AG as not working to retrieve the money. He further accused the Special Prosecutor of not cooperating with the Attorney General and leaking information to the media. That remark did not go down well with Mr. Amidu, who accused Yeboah-Dame of disrespecting him and calling him a liar.
As far as I'm concerned, once it's on the record that they should enforce the judgment, we have achieved what we want.
For more news, log on to graphic.com.gh, follow us via Facebook at Daily Graphic, and on YouTube and Twitter at GraphicGH. My name is Jessica Ichampon. Thanks for watching.